Hey everyone, this is another update of my Aqueon 54 corner tank, and to start off this video on this update, my breeder pair has had their first batch of eggs, and you can see right now, and I can't focus, sorry about it guys, but that's the immature male. There's the other male, and there's the female. The trio of clownfish has been so far a success in this tank, and that they are taking all responsibility for the eggs. They all sleep at this corner one night. You know, you notice that they were in the front of the tank like usual, and all of a sudden I looked and there were the eggs. As you can see, they were cleaning them and doing what they're doing normally, picking up maybe the dead ones, but pretty amazing. And you can see here, those are the two males, and the female's just hanging around. So very, very cool. I'll keep you an update to see how this batch, hopefully with the LRS food I'm feeding them, the hatch will get more larger than it is current now. But this is the first one that I've noticed, and pretty cool. Major update with coral in this tank, more than fish, is that the mushrooms I had over here, including my jawbreaker, ever since I cut down my phosphate so rapidly, it did not fare well with these mushrooms, and they actually perished in my tank, and I lost a handful of mushrooms in the tank. But so far my yellow hammer over here is doing very well. I have a elegance coral from Australia. As you can see, it's fully open, but it's consider a harder coral. They usually don't make it well, but the Australian ones seem to have a better chance than the Indonesian one. I have a couple of scolies. Plate coral's still doing okay, and fish are doing very well. Now you can't see them in this video, but I do have a total of 8 spike fin gobies. And a couple of pairs, you can see they're moving up, and unfortunately they're very hard to capture on video, but I do see them, especially in the morning or late evening. They come out of a little hole over here, in the spot over here too as well. So they also have a spot over here in this rock here. There's the original spike fin goby, seems to like the spot and hasn't moved, but I do see him pop his head out inside all over this rock. Clownfish again are doing very, very well with this breeding pair that I bought. This is they finally got comfortable in this tank to start having babies. Even though they breed it in a different tank, sometimes it does take a while for them to get comfortable in their new surroundings before they start having babies. What makes my story unique, or not unique, but rare, I would say, is that they had the babies with 3 fish, and they are all in a harmony type of atmosphere. I also got a gold torch here that seems to be doing very well in this back water, and don't mind my dog in the background. But the cardinal fish doing very well, and I'm still looking for a female blue striped pipefish. The male's still floating around, it's probably inside the rock, but if you see in the background, my convict or circus gobies are doing very well. Candy basslets actually hanging around with each other, especially in the morning and night. They'll swim right next side by side with each other. So there's one right now, but during the daytime they kind of scatter a little bit and do their own thing. But there's one there, and then here's the other one here. Get it hopefully good focus. Gets a little camera shy when I get too close. But the gorgonians are doing very well. Prima shrimp is doing good over here. And that's pretty much it on this update. You know, the major thing I did was lose these mushrooms I had for a while, especially some probably close to a year or more. But you know what happens when you have a certain drop in a category in your tank. Some of your coral are so used to a certain type of water, and when you change it drastically, it affects them. And who knew that the phosphates, because I seen that with a lot of my rhodactis mushrooms that I had for over a year, it seemed like every single one perished in all of the tank, but the other corals are doing very well. So it affected the rhodactis and some other type of mushrooms, so not all of them. Like this frilly mushroom seems to be fine and fare well with the change of the water parameters. But again, it's another lesson to learn in this hobby, is that when a tank goes through drastic changes, something will get affected by it. Even though you're dropping something so like, for instance, phosphates, which generally is not good for coral, but when a coral that only survived and thrived in your tank with that certain parameter, and all of a sudden you have a sudden change, it could affect them. So that's the only advice I had that's new in this video or in this update. And you know, drop me a comment or anything like that if you have any questions about my experience or have any questions about your tank. Till the next update, have a good tank and happy reefing. See you here. Let me see if I could get Here's a little quick shot of the eggs with the light on it. Alright guys, happy reefing.